Welcome to Two Chicks and a Horror Flick, a weekly horror movie review podcast. I'm Tawny Ray.
And I'm Felicia Connor. Subscribe to get new episodes every Wednesday. We dive into trivia, drink a little whiskey, and of course, give our no BS opinions.
Join our Discord server or message us on social media to talk all things scary.
And if you like the show, consider supporting us on Patreon.
You can find all these links on our website, twochicksandahorrorflick.com. Thanks for listening.
Now let's get scared.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our first 2023 episode on a movie. And that is going to be Dawn of the Dead from 2004. But before we get into all that, Felicia, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking water, Tawny.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm drinking some water and loving it. What are you drinking?
Well, we flip-flopped because I was drinking water on our last episode. And then I was like, you know what? Fuck it. So I'm doing both the most healthy and most unhealthy thing at the same time. We have some vodka that Jade got from a client, but we don't have anything to mix it with. But we're also feeling a little sick. So what I did right before this episode is I took a shot of vodka, and I'm chasing that with some emergency. So I don't know where that leaves me.
I thought you were going to say, I swear, I thought you were going to say that you put some green juice in your vodka because you're like, I don't have any mixers. And I'm like, oh, God.
No, I thought about mixing it with the emergency. And then I was like, no, I would rather just get it over with and then, just chase it with emergency. So now I'm doing the not healthy thing tonight. So there we are.
There we are.
And, I just felt like it's time to celebrate. It's our birthday month.
Yeah.
We're being selfish, okay? Mm-hmm. With our picks.
Yep.
And probably our lives, Mm-hmm. Let's just be doing some shit for ourselves. And everybody out there, in honor of our birthday month, you should do some selfish shit too. That's just what I want to say.
I love it and I agree.
Like, Jade and I have been playing Elden Ring for basically 3 days straight. And it's great. I love it.
Oh, that's the life, man.
Yeah, it's fun.
I woke up this morning. I told Tawny this, but I woke up at like 6:30 a.m. and I did some yoga. I meditated. I journaled. I bathed the baby. I did some laundry. And I studied for yoga and I was so full of energy. And then I showered, I packed. I was just like, go, 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 go. And I thought, wow, maybe it's because I didn't drink the night before. I'm going to see how I wake up tomorrow morning. I'm sure it's a combination of all of that stuff I did, but I think the not drinking also helped.
Yeah.
So
I definitely felt good about not being hungover yesterday for New Year's Day because we didn't do anything. We just stayed in and played Elden Ring until midnight. And so it was nice to wake up the next day and not be hungover. So I agree. I hope that because I'm drinking tonight, tomorrow's not rough because it's my first day back to work.
But you're drinking emergency. You had one shot of vodka and you're drinking emergency?
Right. Yeah.
Oh, there.
But, maybe there's a second shot of vodka in my future tonight.
Yeah, right.
And
you're like, I've already been planning. There's going to be more.
Right. But yeah, so that's what I've been up to. It's just Elden Ring. What about you? Any updates or anything else that you've been watching since the last time we talked?
Yeah, since the last time we talked, I watched 2 things I wanted to mention quickly. The first one was Matilda the Musical on Netflix. I know that seems silly, but we were looking for something and something that TT can watch. And I turned on Matilda the Musical, and it was so incredibly sweet and heartwarming and brilliantly acted. You have Emma Thompson in there and other people, but like the little girl that plays Matilda was incredible. If you don't like musicals, I get it. I do. I like musicals and especially really like moving ones. So I highly recommend that. And then the other thing, I just don't know if I recommend it or not. I think I do, but it's disturbing. So I watched Don't Answer the Phone. That's what it's called. Don't pick up the phone or don't answer the phone. It's one of those. It's on Netflix. I'm pretty sure it's Answer. It is a true crime documentary. And it blew my freaking mind. I won't give anything away. You can read the little description and it'll tell you this. But it's about these true cases where somebody, I don't know yet, I've only watched one episode. Hopefully they find the person. They called they or maybe there's many of them called fast food restaurants or different places. That for the first episode, the person called McDonald's and pretended to be a police officer. And the things over the phone they got the manager of this McDonald's to do to one of their employees. And then in return, this poor 18-year-old girl employee, what she ended up doing just with someone being on the phone saying that they're a cop. They said that they were a cop and you need to get that employee in the back office because she was witnessed stealing a customer's wallet. This particular person. I won't give it away, but it was very sad and disturbing. She was sexually assaulted. It just blows my mind that nobody stopped and went, "What the fuck? No, I'm not going to do this." But it went like for hours and hours and hours, and it was terrible. So today I was, sorry, I almost said more. And I'm like, no. Today I was thinking about it so much and I was like, oh, I shouldn't have watched that because I don't want to have that in my mind. However, I have to watch the rest of it because I want to know if this person was caught. I want to know what happened. So it was really well done, but it was upsetting. It was very upsetting.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll check that out because I've gotten to where I don't know if I can. I haven't been back in the mood to watch true crime, like just straight murder mystery type stuff. But I feel like I'm liking some of this stuff that's a little bit, it's true crime still, but it may not be full on murder. And this may ramp up to murder. I don't know, but it sounds like there's
not. Oh, geez.
I mean, who knows if it's a series, But this sounds like it's a different element of somebody calling and posing as a police officer, which is interesting. Like, Jade and I watched an episode of something. I cannot remember what it was, but it was about swatting. And I didn't know what that was.
Yeah, I watched the same thing.
Okay. I can't remember what it was on. I think it was on Netflix. And I was like, this is fucking wild, dude. Like, I didn't even know that this is a thing that happened. And so watching that just, I don't know, it was crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy. I liked that one. I think it was on Netflix. And this one seems like there's only 3 episodes. It's a limited series. And I mean, holy shit. If that person's on the phone gets someone to murder someone just by calling, that's just insane. Wow. So yeah, I guess I do recommend it. It was really good. It's pretty crazy. I'm just so curious what happens next.
Yeah, I get you though. You can't speak for the later episodes.
Oh yeah, absolutely not. I've only seen episode 1, so I have no idea.
Okay.
How about you?
Yeah, nothing. We've just been Elden ringing it up, and so that's fun.
Nice.
Yeah, there was something else I was gonna say, but now I can't remember what it was. I don't know. Lost it. Oh, it was about Matilda. I was going to ask, if it's a play, how do you watch it? Is it like it's a live taped version in front of an audience? Do you know what I mean?
Oh, no, it's a movie. It's a movie just like The Greatest Showman.
Did you say it was a play or did I make that up?
No, I said a musical.
Oh, I must have made that up in my head. I thought it was a play.
No, you made that up.
Okay.
It's a musical, but it's a film. It's a motion picture film.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I used to watch Matilda a lot, the movie as a kid. I don't think I'll be watching the musical because I'm not a musical fan, but I'm sure it's good for musical lovers.
It was incredible. It's dark,
Oh, all right.
It's dark. TT was watching with me and got scared a couple of times. I'm like, what? You can see dinos like eating people, but this is scaring you?
Right.
All right.
Yeah. I feel like she's got a high tolerance. Okay. Yeah. Well, shit. Maybe I will check it out. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, that's it for me. So what do you think? You think we're ready to get into our movie discussion?
Yeah, I'm ready for this. This was Tawny's pick.
Yeah. So let me talk about why I picked it. We've been talking a lot about 2022 horror movies over just the last month. Like, it's been all about that. We've been watching them. We've been talking about them. We've been recording episodes on them. And so I just was like, there's other 2022 movies that I want to do episodes on. But for right now, just I asked myself, like, selfishly, what do I want to watch? What am I in the mood for? And I wanted to watch something that was like a little bit lighter, a little bit more action oriented, fun, you know, and for those, I like survival horror. And so I was like trying to think about, well, what haven't we done? That's like one of my old faves, you know, that I would love to revisit. And I brainstormed a little bit with Jade and we came up with Dawn of the Dead. And I was like, shit, that's a great movie. I love that movie. So that's why I chose it. And I feel like it definitely delivered on all those things. So yes, we are talking about Dawn of the Dead from 2004. The director was Zack Snyder, which I was like, yeah, that makes sense. So he did 300, Army of the Dead, Sucker Punch, Watchmen, Justice League.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, this is kind of what I wanted to watch. It's kind of one of these like just fun, like popcorn flick. You know, it's kind of shiny. I feel like his movies always are like, you know, they've got a focus on like the visual aspect of them. And I don't know so much that this movie is like pretty, you know, like you look at something like 300 or Sucker Punch, like those have like they're like highly stylized. I think this is less stylized, but it was his directorial debut. So this is his first movie that he directed. But I just was like, yeah, the vibe makes sense. And so that was interesting. I learned so much about this movie that I didn't know rewatching and doing the research. So the screenplay was also written by James Gunn, who wrote Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2, Slither, and The Belko Experiment.
Oh, okay.
On top of like a handful of other things. Okay, so now I'm going to get into the cast. We have Sarah Polley as Anna, Ving Rhames. I hope I'm saying that right. Rhames. Ving Rhames as Kenneth.
Think so.
Jake Weber as Michael. Mekhi Phifer as Andre. And Jade and I both were like, what happened to Mekhi Phifer?
Yeah, he was. When I said that to Steve, I was like, oh, I remember he was in everything back in the day. And now he's just gone. I think.
I think so, too. I didn't do any like research on anything that he's done lately, but I also don't remember seeing him at all lately. Okay, then we have Ty Burrell as Steve, Michael Kelly as CJ, and Kevin Zegers as Terry. There were a lot of people, so I kind of kept the main cast list short. But then I also have a few honorable mentions. So we have Tom Savini, who's a big effects guy, as the county sheriff. Ken Foree, I don't know if that's how you say that either. Ken Foree as the televangelist on the TV, who's saying like, hell is full and the dead walk with the earth. And then there's also Scott Reiniger, also hope I'm saying that right, as a general. And all of these three people were in the original Dawn of the Dead in some kind of, you know, fashion. So they got brought back to do cameos, which I thought was really cool.
That is cool.
Okay, then I have some crew honorable mentions because I don't know. For some reason, I have like eagle eyes when it comes to credits and I just catch people's names and stuff. So I did that this time for multiple people. Number one, the music was done by Tyler Bates. And I remember talking about that recently. And that's because he did the music for Pearl, X, The Devil's Rejects, Slither, Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 and 2, Watchmen, Sucker Punch, The Purge TV show, and You Got Served.
Oh, awesome.
On top of a thousand other things. And I just put You Got Served on there to be funny because it was the only one that wasn't really like horror. Anyway, then we have costume design by Denise Cronenberg, who is David Cronenberg's sister. And then, as part of the prosthetics production crew, you've got Heather Langenkamp, who played Nancy in Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and I guess her husband did was like the lead on all the effects, the makeup and special effects on set. But it was just weird because I'm like watching the credits and I'm like, this person, like what is going on? That's so weird. So there's just like, I feel like this movie is interesting from like a movie making perspective. You got like all of these people involved and all of these people that did cameos from the original. Okay, so then for budget, we have 26 million, box office 102.3 million. So it did real well.
That's great.
Rotten Tomatoes gives it a 76%. 86% of Google users liked it, and it has a 3.4 on Letterboxd.
All right. So we're going to go into the Wikipedia plot description. I haven't read it yet, so bear with me.
Sorry, y'all. Forgot. It happens sometimes.
Okay. So after finishing a long shift as a nurse, Anna returns to her suburban neighborhood with her husband, Louis. Caught up in a scheduled date night, they miss an emergency news bulletin. The next morning, a neighborhood girl enters their bedroom and kills Louis, who immediately reanimates as a zombie and attacks Anna. She flees in her car, crashes, and passes out. Upon waking, Anna joins Police Sergeant Kenneth Hall, electronics salesman Michael, petty criminal Andre, and his pregnant wife, Luda. Was it Luda? That reminds me of Ludacris. Luda!
Yeah.
They break into a nearby mall and are attacked by a zombified security guard who scratches Luda. 3 living guards, CJ, Bart, and Terry, make them surrender their weapons in exchange for refuge. They split into groups to secure the mall. On the roof, they see another survivor, Andy, who is stranded in his gun store across the zombie-infested parking lot. The next day, a delivery truck carrying more survivors enters the lot, pursued by zombies. CJ and Bart wish to turn them away, but are overruled and disarmed. The newcomers, including Norma, Steve, Marcus, Tucker, Monica, Glenn, Frank, and his daughter Nicole. Oh, sorry, I didn't start that sentence off well, but those are the newcomers.
Right.
Nothing more there. Another woman is too ill to walk. She was real disgusting. She is wheeled inside via a wheelbarrow, if that can give you any type of an idea of the state she was in, only to die and reanimate. After she is killed, the group determines the disease is passed by bites. Andre leaves to see Luda, who has kept her scratch hidden from the group. They realize that Frank has been bitten and is a potential threat. After some debate, Frank elects to be isolated. When he dies and turns, Kenneth shoots him. Kenneth and Andy start a friendship by way of messages written on whiteboards. Romance also buds between Anna and Michael and Nicole and Terry. When the power goes out, CJ, Bart, Michael, and Kenneth go to the parking garage to activate the emergency generator. They find a friendly dog and worry about a breach. Zombies attack and kill Bart, forcing the others to douse the zombies in gas and set them ablaze. Meanwhile, Luda, tied up by Andre, gives birth and dies. She also reanimates as Norma checks on the couple. When Norma kills the zombified Luda, Andre snaps. They exchange gunfire and are both killed. The others arrive to find a zombie baby, which they kill immediately. Smart move. The group decides to fight their way to the local marina and travel on Steve's yacht to an island on Lake Michigan. They reinforce 2 shuttle buses from the parking garage for their escape. To rescue Andy, the group straps supplies onto the dog, Chips, and lowers him into the parking lot. The zombies have no interest in him. Chip enters Andy's store safely, but a zombie follows through the dog door. Nicole, fucker, fond of Chips.
Of Chips, I think, is maybe is an understatement here.
Big time. Crashes the delivery truck into the gun store, where she is trapped by a zombified Andy, and they should have left her. Kenneth, Michael, Tucker, Terry, and CJ reach the gun store via the sewers, kill Andy, and rescue Nicole. They grab ammunition and go back to the mall. Along the way, Tucker breaks his legs, and CJ shoots him out of mercy. Once inside, they are unable to lock the door, forcing an evacuation via the buses. While navigating through the city, Glenn loses control of a chainsaw, accidentally killing himself and Monica. Blood splatters on the windshield, causing their bus to crash. While CJ, Kenneth, and Terry look for survivors, Anna kills the zombified Steve and retrieves his boat keys. At the marina, CJ sacrifices himself so the others can escape. Michael reveals a bite wound, killing himself as Anna, Kenneth, Nicole, Terry, and Chips flee on the yacht. Footage from a camcorder found on the boat shows Steve's escapades before the outbreak and concludes as the group runs out of supplies, arrives at an island, and is attacked by a swarm of zombies. The camcorder drops, leaving their fate unknown.
Yeah, they dead. Like, for sure dead, right? No way.
No way. Like, what are they?
That's like very bad news for them.
Yeah, very bad news.
I just accepted that they all died as part of the ending.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that, Felicia.
Oh, yeah, you're very welcome. I hope that everyone enjoyed that.
I did. I liked your commentary as we went. Okay, so this is my pick. So I want you to tell me how you felt about it overall.
All right. So I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was fun.
Had you seen it before? I'm sorry.
No, I know. I was waiting because
you could tell I
was looking at me and I was like, what? Okay.
Sorry.
No, I had never seen it.
Okay.
I don't think I had ever seen it.
Okay. Sorry, keep going.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. I thought it was super fun. I got the comedy. You know, the acting was fun too. I don't even know how to explain it. It wasn't like amazing acting, but it was perfectly fit for the movie.
I'm so glad to hear you say that. Yeah. I was worried in the beginning because there is some like shaky shit in the beginning and I was like, oh no, I'm going to lose Felicia before she even gets started here. But I think it gets better as it goes on. In the beginning, it's kind of like, I don't know, they must have shot that shit first and then they got like more comfortable as they went on and it got better, I think.
Yeah, I agree because our main girl Anna, some of her reactions in the beginning were a little wow, when you'd be like, holy shit, right?
Yeah.
They weren't as what you would expect, but the comedy was set up right from the beginning when the doctor was talking about golf and was, you could tell that it was not to be taken seriously. So I did notice that, but I do feel you're right that she got better. I thought Steve, he's played by the guy from Modern Family.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Dude, he was so funny.
Yeah.
Loved it. I thought Mekhi Phifer was good. I love the big guy, the cop.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm forgetting everyone's names. I apologize.
Kenneth.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And the lead security guard who is Kevin Spacey's right-hand guy in House of Cards. That's what I remembered him from.
Is that what he's from? Okay, Okay, I knew. I was like, that guy looks familiar, but I couldn't place it and I didn't look him up. Okay. Yeah.
Yes. And I love that guy. So I thought it was a lot of fun. The only part that really frustrated me, but it didn't ruin the movie for me, is that stupid Nicole girl.
Yeah.
I felt like she was a grown woman acting like a 12-year-old girl. It irritated me, but she wasn't in a whole lot of it, so it was fine. And then when she ran after that dog, I wasn't like, screw this movie, this is stupid. I was like, leave her, let her get eaten. Sorry, dumbass.
Yeah.
I just did not. She knew they weren't going to eat the dog. Oh, she was so dumb. But so I am happy at the end. I'm assuming she got eaten. Maybe the only guy that survived was like the big tough cop guy. Maybe was able to make it. But other than that, yeah, I thought it was fun. I thought it was interesting. I thought their reactions were believable a lot of the time. I mean, when the two guys ran out to help, I wrote in my notes, sorry, I wouldn't help anybody. Like if I was safely in there, if they could get in, that's cool. If not, sorry. Like, I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
But the majority, I thought their reactions, I thought what they were doing was believable, and fun and funny. There's two things, and then I'll be quiet for now. Two things I really like as well in movies, and I think I've mentioned this before when we were talking about an alien movie. I love it when it's like everyday life and then shit gets real.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that you're just going about your day and there's little snippets like, oh, there's a news bulletin. And then we're not paying attention. Or that guy got a bite and now he's in the ER. Like, what the hell? But no, you wouldn't pay any attention to that. So I love that. And I also love like end of days and then going to the mall to bunker down.
Yeah, me too.
I think I read a book when I was a kid about how there was these kids, it was like the end of the world and they went into a mall. And I always thought that'd be so fucking cool.
Me too. Have we talked about this before?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I don't know. I'd be interested to know if, because I've talked to you, I think, about this book before, and it's called Fire Us. And I haven't read it since I was like in middle school. But it was, I can't remember if it was one or many books, but it was the same thing. It was like, the plot of the book is that a virus wipes out all the adults. All the adults die. So it's just kids. Oh my God, did we read the same book?
Maybe I read this book. I don't recognize the name, but I remember this.
Okay, and then they go to a mall, and I think that mall is called the Crossroads Mall. I don't know why. It maybe not. Maybe I'm just thinking that because I read it about this, and it's in this movie, and I'm thinking that it was the name of the same thing. But I also had like one of those moments where I was like, I was having nostalgia. Obviously, I watched this movie when I was a kid also, probably around the same time. So it's probably like all wrapped up together, but it reminded me of that book and the like bunkering down in the mall. And like, yes, I totally agree with all of what you said.
I think that's such a smart place to go.
Yeah.
The mall has everything. If you can get in there, you have your food, you have a change of clothes, you could shower. It's like the perfect place.
Totally. And I think you have a lot of like options, especially for a zombie apocalypse, where you can like section quarantine places off because of the like gates on the doors of the stores. And so, I don't know, I think it's also just a great place to bunker down. But, okay, I'm sorry, keep going. Were you going to say anything else?
No, that's it. I just love people being in the mall when they're not supposed to be and it's closed and you have access to everything.
Yeah. I also want to say, I'm going to go back, because let's just talk about it while we're talking about it. The girl running after the dog. I agree completely that they made her character seem like she was younger than she looked. And I think maybe that was like a weird casting choice or something. Because I feel like she was supposed to be like pretty young, but then they made her in a relationship with that like 20-something guy. So I was thinking she was supposed to be like 16, 17, tops. You know what I mean? Maybe 18. And she's just really young and doesn't, can't function on her own. But then she gets together with that guy and you're like, I don't know, maybe she like early 20s. And then she acts like a kid going after the dog. She was annoying, but I think that's okay for her character, right? Like, it's okay for her character to be annoying. What I think they should have done differently here, because they didn't need to run after her. I think in good conscience, like, I could see how you wouldn't want to leave her, especially if her boyfriend is part of the group. Like, and so
they just met each other, though.
And they have only been together. This takes place over the course of like 30 days, so it's not that long. But I think they could have waited and put together a better plan. She was like in the closet with the dog, with the food. She could have stayed there for a day, and they could have put together a plan rather than just like running out right then and there to go save her,
Yeah, I agree with you. Knowing that, I think they should have cast somebody different then, or changed that it's just, a young woman. She did not look 18 at all. She looked in her 20s.
Yeah.
For sure. And she was acting like a child. And that's just a pet peeve of mine. Like, I don't like when grown women talk like babies and shit. It just kind of bothers me a lot.
Yeah.
So
I know.
When she was acting really juvenile and making those juvenile, like a 12-year-old kid, which is fine. I like 12-year-old kids. 12-year-old kids are cool. They make the decisions that a 12-year-old kid would.
Yeah.
But she looked like a grown-ass woman.
Yeah.
Acting like a child. And I really felt like, I feel like I'd be like, leave her.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was you and you ran after the dog, I'd be like, okay, let's go get her. And I'm going to fucking scream at her when she's done.
Right.
Yeah. Kill Tawny.
I would never go after her. And yeah, it's a stupid decision on her part because the dog is fine. They're not interested in the dog. Yeah.
She saw they weren't interested, but anyway.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, setting her aside, I feel like.
Let's set her aside.
Everybody else, I feel like, is a I feel like they're not super fleshed out necessarily. Like there's not a ton of like really deep character development, but like I love the characters in this movie. I love them.
Yeah.
So I guess that's where I'll start is like overall, I love this movie. Did I already say it's like a comfort watch? Did I say that out loud?
Nope. You didn't say it out loud, just in your head.
All right. Sometimes that happens and then I don't know. Did I say that? Yeah, I love it. I watched it when I was a kid. I'm pretty sure we rented it and watched it at home on the DVD because I watched the DVD featurettes, which we can talk about in a minute. But it's like a comfort movie. I love it makes me feel at home in a fucked up way. I must have watched this when I was like, because it came out in 2004. I must have been 14, 15 or something. You know, I could handle it. It was no biggie. But yeah, I think this is one of my favorite zombie horror movies. I think it's one of the best openings to a horror movie of all time. And I just love so much of it. I love the ensemble part of it. Like I was fucking hyped when they because it's been long enough since I watched it last that I kind of forgot moments of the movie. Like I remembered some pieces, but Jade had to remind me how it ended. And I forgot about like the security guards. So when they go up the elevator and the doors open and the security guards are sitting there, I got excited. I was like, oh yes, these guys, you know, and they're kind of dicks at first, but that guy totally redeems himself. The main, you know, security guard guy.
Yeah, he's so cool.
Yeah, so I just love it. I just think it's a great movie. And I agree that the comedy is very fun and funny, but aside from that, like it's a very serious movie. It takes the prospect of zombies very seriously. And so I have a quote about that from Zack Snyder. He said, He aimed to make his film a straight horror that was as serious as a heart attack and keep every aspect of its production as grounded in reality as possible. So I liked that, and I felt like when we were getting back to when the zombie scene started, I was like, oh no, is this gonna get like crazy? Because I couldn't remember, like, does that zombie attack someone? If that baby zombie attacks somebody, I'm out. I'm fucking out of here.
I was thinking it was going to launch itself at someone and try to bite them.
Dumb, dude. I'm so glad that didn't happen. There actually was a scene where the baby attacks the mother or kills the mother. So I don't know what that was going to be. It says that it was altered due to its graphic nature. Maybe it was like killing it on the way out. Like that would be fucked up. Glad.
Or eating out of her stomach.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Its way out of her stomach.
You know what? I could have been here for that. That's fucked up and dark. That's not silly. Baby launching. But you know?
I guess it wouldn't, though, because the zombies don't eat each other.
That's true. Yeah. By the time she is a zombie. But yeah. I wonder how that
Seems
works.
like the mom would be a zombie first, and then it would change the baby.
Yeah.
Scientifically.
Right.
I think that's what would happen.
But yeah, I just love it. So I don't know kind of where we want to go from there, but
I do want to say I loved, and I wrote this down a couple of times, I loved all those aerial shots. So there was one like as she's driving and you see this car drive and there's a crash, all these really high aerial shots are over the mall in the town. But you just see from way up above, and everything is so small, but it's all chaos and like violence happening.
Yeah.
I loved all those shots.
I did too. And I have a note on that scene where the like cars crash as she's driving past. I think it's there that we see a WGON traffic copter, and that makes an appearance, which was the main transportation for the survivor in the original Dawn of the Dead from 1978. So there's a lot of like, you know, little Easter eggs and nods to other Romero films, and specifically the first Dawn of the Dead. But I also read, I'm not quite sure, because sometimes, you know this, IMDb trivia is like just a fucking free-for-all. Like, people can get on there and put whatever the fuck they want, so I never know, like, is this true or not? But I read that it was it was actual footage from the original movie that they, like, incorporated in this movie. I don't know if that's true, but it would be cool if it was.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Yeah. But that'd
be cool to see a side-by-side of that.
Oh, it would, yeah. I wonder if it probably exists. I'll try to look it up. Make a note. Look up copter. But I also love the shot. This is kind of what you're talking about, but on top of the roof when they like write out the like SOS, alive inside, all of that. And there's like this like zoomed out, like they cut to a more and more zoomed out version of it because the copter goes by and they go, he'll probably come back. And then it's like, duh,
Yep.
duh, duh. And you can see that you could totally see all that writing on the building and they're like not coming back.
Yeah.
That was fucked.
Something else I liked that caught me kind of off guard was we've seen so many zombie movies that we know you can't get bitten by one, but these people all had no idea. So when they wheelbarrowed that woman in, I was like, get her out of there. She's obviously disgustingly infected. But then a little bit later, that's when our main girl goes, I think it's the bite. And I'm like, okay, they're just uncovering or discovering what's going on versus, oh shit, these are zombies. We know zombie 101.
Right.
Don't let the thing bite you. So I thought that was really good.
Yeah, I did too. And they actually never call them zombies ever in the movie, which
That's true.
I like. And also this is like, I mean, I think, I could be wrong on this, but I think this is one of the first movies that has fast zombies. So Snyder said that the reason his zombies run at full speed is because he wanted to avoid the inherent comic impression given by slow shuffling undead. The same technique was used in 28 Days Later, which was in 2002, which was a direct inspiration for this film.
Yes. And the first time because I didn't see this, the first time I saw Wicked Fast Zombies was in World War Z, which was 2013. And I remember how scary that was, that they were so fast. It's just terrifying.
Yeah, I think this was my first movie that I saw Fast Zombies. And so that scene of that guy like walking outside of the mall and he turns and sprints towards them, like that is burned into my memory. That part is so scary because you are like, oh shit, these things are fast, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I don't know. Lives rent free in my head.
It's terrifying when you see something move like that, especially, a zombie that's going to kill you. The only other note I have here is when the one guy was getting eaten by zombies and he's like, shoot me. And I wrote, hell yeah. Like it was just realistic because I think I put hell yeah at that point because I was thinking, oh my God, I would never, ever want to turn into one of these things. And I thought they did a good job within all this comedy to add that bit of heartfelt sadness for that poor father.
I agree.
Yeah, that was a really good scene.
I love that scene. It's one of the markers of this movie. Like before I rewatched it, the things that I remembered were fast zombie running up. I remembered, the beginning, of course, Zombaby and this moment with the father, because it is very heart-wrenching. And I love the way that they show it with him watching her on the cameras run away and like hide. And he's like also being really, sweet to her about, right before he dies. And he even says like, you want every last second. That's the last thing I think he says before Kenneth shoots him. And I also like that they wait. He waits to make sure that he'll turn before he shoots him. And so I felt like that's really good. I do like kind of the pacing of this movie. Like I feel like there's so much that happens in this movie. Like I forgot, we're rewatching it. I'm like, oh yeah, this and that and this happens. Like we felt this is a fucking journey. And we go from calm everyday life, just going home, to like, we got to get to an island through our armored vans, shuttle buses. I just love the journey to get there, but I also love these ups and downs because right after that very sad moment, then we have the nice like montage of people having fun and connecting. And so that was nice because I feel like it brings us back up.
Oh, yeah.
It
had happy music and everyone's doing their thing. Yep.
Yeah, it was. I think that's when Down with the Sickness plays, maybe, if I'm remembering correctly. The like cover of that song.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't remember either. But I think that's where it is, and it's just good. I'm glad that you liked this. I was really worried that I was like, oh no, if she hadn't seen it before, she might hate it.
No, I liked it. I thought maybe the cop and the gun store owner might like be into each other. And then I thought, oh, maybe they're going to have like a relationship. And then the gun store owner dies. That was sad. I thought that was real sad.
Yeah, me too. That's really terrible.
He seemed like such a nice guy.
Yeah, and they really did make a good connection. I love that part. I love that he's over there and that they make that connection and they have him shoot the zombies. Like, that's so funny.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, especially because the cop guy, lost everything.
Yeah.
It was his brother, right? His brother was at that one place where there were no survivors, so.
Yeah. And so it is like, that's the next thing he does. He's about to leave and then he like goes up to the top and talks to that guy a little bit and ends up staying, so. Yeah.
And how ridiculous that dad who just chainsawed everybody.
Yeah.
There's a bump and then he chainsaws her in half and then him. And I'm just like, oh shit, this guy.
Yeah. Jade's watching it with me and he's like, oh yeah, I remember the chainsaw going horribly. You think like that's a good idea, And then no, it was not a good idea in the end. But back on Andy, I do want to mention that on the DVD, they have a couple of extras. So the first one is like a fake newscast depicting the start and spread of the zombie infection. And the second one, which I watched and I don't remember much about because again, this was like, forever ago, but it's like a found footage style featurette of Andy's last days. So it's like of him like talking to the camera and stuff. And this is one of those DVDs that I feel like I would like to have. I'm not a collector of physical media and I don't really like having it take up space, but I would love to buy this actually so that I could have it and watch these featurettes because I think they're really cool. I feel like this was the golden age of DVDs,
Oh yeah. Okay, so this particular, I just wanted to look at who Andy was.
Yeah, he's the gun store owner.
Gun store owner. Oh, and he's recording himself and they have like little featurettes of that?
Yeah. It's like a 17-minute like short film of him talking about his last days.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think it goes up to the dog coming in.
I loved Michael Kelly and Ty Burrell's characters. They made me laugh. Oh my God, I thought they were so awesome.
I like that he was a dick and then he redeemed himself, but then he gets replaced by another dick and it's Steve.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, wait, is that who you're talking about? Ty Burrell. Yeah, is Steve.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm mixing him up with
No, I'm sorry. Yes, Steve.
There's so many people. It's so hard to keep them
and
straight.
CJ.
Yeah.
Dave Bautista. Okay, so I didn't even know who this guy was, but he's in an upcoming movie. And so like everyone was schooling me. Oh, Knock on the Cabin that's coming out in 2023, which I'd love to see. Okay, he was in Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh, wow, he's in a lot. What was he in this?
Was he in this?
Yeah, it shows him. It just says cast and it has his name, but it doesn't have like a character name underneath it.
I don't remember seeing him. Maybe he was like a zombie or something.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Maybe he's an extra.
A while ago.
Yeah. Although this is a perfect transition to tell you another movie that Dave Bautista is in, I'm pretty sure, is Army of the Dead. Did you watch this? This is another Zack Snyder.
I don't think so.
This was on Netflix in 2021, I believe. I watched it. It was fun. It was a fun movie.
Ooh, it looks interesting.
It's the one
like
in
Vegas.
Slot
machines in it? Oh, okay, in Vegas.
Okay, you didn't
I have not seen it. Mm-mm.
It was fun. A lot of people shit on it and hated all over it when it came out, but I liked it. I'm pretty sure Dave Bautista is in it. That movie, also done by Zack Snyder, is not a sequel to Dawn of the Dead, but is considered a spiritual successor. So Snyder got the idea while he was doing Dawn of the Dead and wanted to explore a new evolution of the zombies. So I thought that was fun. That it's like,
oh, that's cool.
Not supposed to be.
I want to see that now.
Yeah, a direct sequel, but I fucking liked it, dude. And I really liked the spin-off movie of this too, because there was Army of the Dead, and then they did Army of Thieves. Zack Snyder did not direct that one, which I thought was interesting, but that one was really fun because it's based around a character from Army of the Dead. And I feel like Zack Snyder does these like ensemble casts like really well. You know, it feels like this is his thing. And yeah. One thing that I also didn't like, though, that you mentioned in the in the summary is that there's like a budding romance between Anna and Michael. This is one thing that I feel like we could do without. I don't think when we get to the end of the movie and they kiss each other in the like van, I was like, wait a minute. I know that they've kind of been connecting a little bit over the course of the movie, but there's nothing to indicate that they're like together. And then it feels really just like thrown in. And I watched the director's cut, which is only like 10 minutes longer than the original like one. And there's nothing else in there, I don't think, about their relationship because I still was confused. I just felt like it was like shoehorned in. It could have been, we didn't need that scene of them kissing. You know, I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah, because they, at the dinner table, you start to see like maybe they're having a little flirtation back and forth, but then that's it.
Yeah.
And then he's, don't worry about me, I'm leaving. There's like this big Casablanca moment at the end.
Yeah.
I agree.
And that could have been all fine because then you can know that they had feelings for each other, but they just never got to like act on them and they never got far enough. That would have been fine, you know?
Yeah.
But that part was really weird. That's one of the other things that I didn't like on the rewatch.
Yeah, I agree with that.
One other note that I took on this movie, rewatching it this time, is I do feel like there was some people criticized this movie a little bit because it didn't have the focus on consumerism that the original Dawn of the Dead did. And I don't know that this movie really has like a big message at all. You know, it just feels like it's kind of a fun popcorn flick. But I've also heard James Gunn talk about that it's a movie about redemption. Sure, I kind of like that, you know, there's a couple of instances of that in the movie. But one thing I picked up on this time, there's only a couple of things, but someone asks, are you an American? Are you American? And it's in like the news clips or something, like when they're running around like helping people. And I think the security guards are watching. And there is a second line from, what's his name? CJ. And he says something to the effect of like, see, America always sorts its shit out. So these two references to America made me think about post 9/11 and how movies, specifically I've heard Eli Roth talk about this in relation to Hostel and other like torture porn films made in the early 2000s, is that it's like a reaction to being able to see torture from the war on TV and how that like affected our psyche and made us afraid of that. And I don't know like necessarily what all that means, but it's just something that I picked up on that I wondered, like, this feels like it's tapping into that. Maybe not so much consciously, but maybe subconsciously, you know, because I got that vibe with all of that footage. What a weird thing to ask someone just on the streets of, you know, like shit's blowing up and being crazy and somebody's like, are you an American? I don't know. I just thought it was, I don't know. I think there's something to that. I haven't like formulated my thoughts fully on it.
I really like that because I did notice they said that and I thought the same thing. What a weird question. And then I think I just didn't give it more thought.
Yeah. And the like, America always sorts its shit out. It's like,
yeah,
fucking does it though? Like everything is fucked and you can't get to like a safe place. Like there's, you know, like, I don't know. And I think that's kind of part of it is like you know, during that time you were seeing American soldiers torture people. And I think that it was like this, oh God, what's happening? That's us, you know, like, and we should not be doing that. And
oh, that's so interesting because I think I thought when he said that, it was almost like a dark comedy comment referring to all the different types of movies where there's zombie movies, alien movies, and you're like, how the hell are they going to get out of this? But in the end, they do.
Yeah.
We always figure something out and we save the world.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I would have to go back and double check the context of how it was said.
But that doesn't explain why the woman said, "Are you an American?"
Yeah.
I'd have no idea.
Yeah. Anyway, I wonder if somebody did a write-up or something. I'll have to do a little extra Googling to find that. But the last piece of trivia that I have are just some more nods to the original or other Romero films. So the first one is when they're stocking up on ammo in the gun store, the music from the gun store in the original film can be heard playing very lightly in the background.
Oh, I love that stuff.
Me too. It's really kind of a nice nod. The second one I have is one of the clothing stores in the mall is named Galen Ross. Galen Ross played Fran in the original Dawn of the Dead.
Oh, that's cool. I never seen the original Dawn of the Dead.
Me either.
Okay, so yeah, I wouldn't have known any of this. I wouldn't have recognized it.
We should definitely do it at some point. It's like probably a must watch, you know?
Yeah.
But the last one, and probably one of my favorites, is Ken Foree, who's the televangelist, delivers the tagline he delivered as Peter in the 1978 original, "When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth."
That was a great quote,
I
too.
know.
And knowing it's from the original, that is wonderful.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it for me as far as trivia goes. So what do you think? You ready to rate it?
Yeah. So what I'm going to give this movie is a 3.25.
Okay.
Because I was looking last year at some of my threes that I enjoyed, like I give The Lighthouse a 3. Unfriended, Tragedy Girls. That was one I always remember. I go back to that a lot with horror comedy because there's like the pinnacle for me, which I can't believe I only gave it a 4, but whatever. It's Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to rewatch that because I always go back to that. And then Tragedy Girls, because on Tragedy Girls, I gave that a 3 and I remember really enjoying that. So I think I enjoyed this one a little more. I definitely enjoyed this one. At first, I was going to give it a 3 because I felt like, I enjoyed this as much as Tragedy Girls. Tragedy Girls was fun in my memory. But then I think I liked this more than like Unfriended and a couple of the other ones that I gave a 3 to.
Okay.
But not as much as some of my 3.5s. Like Angst. Oh, God, how can you even compare? Or Titan. So I am going to give this a 3.25. I hope that's okay.
Hurts my heart a little bit. That's a little lower than I had hoped, but you know what? That's okay. It's your score. I appreciate that you liked the experience of watching this. So I'll take it.
Oh, I feel bad.
No, don't feel bad.
I feel like I should boost it
up. No. Not on my behalf. That's great.
I think our next episode, you're going to absolutely crush my heart. So
yeah, we might.
I have a feeling.
We're going to balance each other out here.
Some other ones I really liked, Inside, Amityville Horror. These were all 3.25s. That's why I thought, and I enjoyed, I know you didn't like Amityville Horror, but I remember really liking that. And so I thought, okay, that's a good score.
Yeah.
So I don't see it as a bad score at all.
No. I just thought, I don't know. I thought we were headed for like, high 3s, 4 territory, but that's okay. That's okay. I respect it. And I'm glad that you liked it though.
Okay, good.
I am going to give this a 4.25.
Wow, that's awesome. Oh my God. When Tawny ever gives 4 and above, I'm just like,
yeah,
wow.
4 and above is like, yeah, I loved it. I mean, I have a lot of nostalgia tied up in this movie, so that I think helps. But for me, the tone is fucking perfect. I love how serious and scary and tense it is, while also having those elements of comedy. I think the script is good. I think the acting for the most part is great. I should say, I think the acting is good for the most part. let me walk that back.
I was like, wow, Tawny is feeling generous tonight.
No, but what I was going to say that is great to me are the characters and the character interactions. Like, I love that for some reason, I don't feel like there's too many. And maybe it's because the focus is on the right characters. Like, there's a lot of people, but we really kind of only focus on our like main ensemble cast. And I just love that. I love that we get the outbreak, we get the people keeping the bite secret, we get the zombie baby, the rescue mission, the armored trucks, we get the zombies on an island. Like, I just feel like it's a really dense movie and it has everything that I want in a zombie movie. And so, I don't know. I just love it. I love it. And so 4.25.
I like how you said it was a dense movie because that's a really great way to put it. Because there was one point in time, I think I looked away. I was doing something and I looked away. And when I looked up, I'm like, now they're in the sewer? Wait a second.
Yeah.
Like there are so many locations and so many different things happening. And so I rewound it so I could see like how did they get here and what's going on. But
yeah, what
there's a
even
lot
happens.
that's packed into it. And it's not, hey, filmmakers, it's not 2.5, 3 hours long.
Right. It's like an hour and 40 is the one. That's the director's cut.
Yeah.
Like,
and I watched the regular one. So it was a little less than that.
Yeah.
An hour and a half, a little over that. You can do a lot of stuff in an hour and a half. Okay.
Yeah.
Just movie filmmakers out there. Sometimes it needs to be long. And when it needs to be long, it doesn't feel long.
Right. Yeah.
When it doesn't need to be, you're like, okay, all right. You keep pausing it. You keep pausing it to go, shit, I have 45 minutes left of this movie.
Yes, totally. Yeah, you never get that with this movie because it's fucking fast paced and I like it.
Yeah, it was awesome. Thank you for bringing it to me.
I'm so glad that we got to go back in time, you know, just for a minute.
Yeah, Tawny was really excited about this. Like, just like she mentioned, we're doing our selfish, like, Varuk assault, the little brat that wanted the golden egg, whatever we want, we get birthday month. And when she figured out that this was the one she wanted, there was lots of exclamation points behind that message. Awesome. All right, everybody. So join us next week for Felicia's pick. That's me. And I am terrified because I picked Don't Worry, Darling. And I'm excited because I want to talk about it. But then also, I think Tawny sent me this message going right before she started watching it. Like she just started it. I really hate the 50s. I really hate this. I really hate this theme, but I'm going to watch it because you want me to. And I was like, oh no. I almost wanted to go, please don't watch it. But anyways, that's what we're doing. You can follow us on Instagram at 2chicks and a horror flick, also 2chicksandahorrorflick.com. Those are our two main hubs that will link you out to any other social media platform you're looking to follow us on. You can also get merch and you can also find a link to join our horror Discord community, which you're going to want to do because at the end of this month, we are going to have a Discord birthday party like we did last year. So you can pop onto our Discord channel and just interact with us. We're going to have games. We're going to have like a giveaway. We're going to have all kinds of fun stuff. It's going to be a blast. It was really nice last year because I don't remember if you remember us talking about it before, but you can just think about it, walk around with your computer and engage with us. So it doesn't like take you away from your family and stuff like that. You just pop in and out however you want. But anyways, what else, Tawny?
Yeah. Did you say the date on that?
I didn't. Tell them.
Okay. We're aiming for Sunday, January 29th. We don't know. I think we still need to figure out the details of maybe the time and what all we'll be doing, but watch our social media and we'll post updates on it there so you can find more information about it.
Yeah, we are keeping all of our England friends in mind too. So it's probably going to be in the afternoon. So everybody could pop in after everybody's gone to church. I always think about that. I'm like, that's a good time, Tawny, because all the people went to church. They can go to an earlier service.
Yeah. All you churchgoers who listen to us, which maybe there are some, you know.
I don't know why there wouldn't be.
I mean, yeah, that's true. I guess that's like...
We said welcome. You said welcome.
Welcome.
Hello,
welcome.
Churchgoers. Welcome. Maybe because I'm always talking about how much I love the crazy pagans. Christians and the pagans. But you got to understand, I'm not calling all Christians crazy. The ones in the movie that are crazy. And I think there's Christians that would be like, they are crazy Christians in that movie. So welcome, Churchgoers.
You're right. That's not a fair thing that I'm putting on, you know. But I just think, you know, maybe people who are going to church don't want to watch horror movies or you know, things about which we talk about a lot of like explicit but you know, that's a judgment that I have made that may not be true. So you're right.
A lot of people think that, and that's an argument or an argument like in a positive argument that I love talking with people about, like horror being low vibe and evil,
right. Yeah.
Where, you know, I don't believe in that. So let's have a conversation. Now, I'm assuming there's a bunch of people going, I'm one of those people. I'm going to have a conversation with you. That would be really fun, though.
Yeah, Felicia's down.
I'm down to clown.
Anyway. Okay, so you can support the show by going to our Patreon or giving us a like, review, and subscribe on whatever podcatcher you are on. I questioned myself as I was saying this. Okay, here we go. We will see you next week, and we hope you have such a good night. No nightmares.